Hello. So my proposal was about the high cost of defense contracts. So I served 4 years in the U.S. Navy. I was an aircraft aviation technician, and I got to firsthand witness some outrageously priced parts. We had a quick connector. It was just kind of like a hollow metal ring, and it was $30,000. And I remember that, kind of piquing my interest because I was like, that just it was hard to really justify that part was really worth that cost. Um, and there's many more examples of that in my own personal experience. But when I did my research, I looked into things like that, and you could find there was an article where it discusses where you could find there was a company that was a major defense contractor, and 98 out of the 100 parts that they were making for the industry were excessively priced. The Pentagon was obviously calling for legislation that helped create more transparency regarding the cost of these and the whys and the hows and everything. But there were simple things like a drive pin that they evaluated to, or it should have cost $46, and the profit margin on that was in excess of 9,400%. That wasn't the price, $9,400, but it was 9,400%. So thousands of dollars. Another part was a type of ring, probably used as a washer of some sort, or probably connected to some other part, that they were charging over $4,000 for, and they estimated should have only cost $71. And there's other examples, and even with parts, there's examples talking about like service contracts, like roles that DoD civilians would have fulfilled or military personnel would have fulfilled, and we've kind of outsourced that to outside contracts, and it turns out that those aren't always the big money savers. They were sold to us. We were sold that they would save us a lot of money, and that they could be cut when needed and with no problem. But that hasn't turned out to be the case either in many instances. So going further at the proposal, I bring up unethical behavior, or behavior that basically could be deemed as corrupt, because you'll have a lot of high-ranking officials leaving the military, working for the defense contract industry. And so they're able to leverage, their influence and their experience to basically extort the government for more money for these companies on behalf of them, because they make these former officials make large salaries in order to do this. But you would definitely be suspicious, because you would think that they would operate on behalf of our benefit. But when you look at what's going on behind the scenes, it starts to seem like there's a lot of things going on, and they don't want us privy to it. It's not a good thing, because taxpayer money is a finite resource, and there's so many more things that we could be doing with that instead of paying $10,000 for a ring. Or there was the expensive drive pen, or the expensive quick connect, $30,000 quick connect part I had experienced when I worked in there. So my solution was that one of the things we could do is, instead of going through always looking to bigger defense industry contracts, is to allow military commands, or even the bases itself, to look for local manufacturers in order to reduce the cost of these parts. And only reduce the cost, but it might reduce the wait times, because some of these parts are single sourced, and the only source will take months to get that part to you. So allowing commands, because they have their own individual budgets anyways, to save money by doing that could reduce a lot of cost and time required to get things done in the military, and things need to be done fast, so waiting months is a huge setback for many commands. So reducing single sourcing by allowing them to outsource to local contractors, local service providers, could go a long way, aside from many things, to help reduce that type of corruption. So hopefully you find my idea of interest, and thank you.